I didn't plan to become a hero that morning. I wasn't brave, I wasn't confident, and I definitely wasn't looking to start a war with people who had more money, power, and lawyers than I'd ever see in my lifetime. I was just early for work, 15 minutes early to be exact. And that one small mistake changed everything. The sound hit me the second I stepped inside that house, a soft, broken cry, the kind that doesn't ask for attention. It begs for mercy. Then a voice followed low and sharp saying, "Stop that right now, or you'll regret it." I froze in the hallway, hand still on my cleaning bag. Heart pounding so loud I swear it echoed. I remember thinking you could turn around, go back outside, wait until your shift officially starts, pretend you didn't hear a thing. But my feet didn't listen. They carried me forward anyway. The house belonged to the Whitmore family, tucked behind tall gates in one of those Los Angeles neighborhoods where even the sidewalks look expensive. Perfect landscaping, framed family photos lining the walls, everything polished and quiet. Too quiet. Their daughter, a 2-year-old named Ava, had parents who were never around. Always traveling, always on calls, always busy building an empire. They trusted her caregiver, Melissa, completely. Melissa looked the part, calm, smile, crisp clothes, the kind of woman people describe as amazing with kids. But upstairs, in that pastel-colored nursery, Ava was pressed into the corner like she was trying to merge with the wall, her tiny hands shaking eyes wide with a fear no child should ever know. Melissa stood over her arms, crossed voice flat and cold. "Crying doesn't work on me," she said. "You'll learn that." When Melissa noticed me watching, her face transformed instantly. Warm smile, friendly tone. "Oh, hey, you must be the new housekeeper," she said, like she hadn't just shattered something inside a child. That switch, that instant change told me everything. I needed that job more than I wanted to admit. My dad's health bills were stacking up. My younger sister was barely holding on to college, and rent was due in less than 3 weeks. This house paid more than any job I'd ever had. My plan was simple. Keep my head down, clean fast, don't get noticed. But all day, while I scrubbed sinks that didn't need scrubbing and dusted shelves that already sparkled, Ava's face followed me. She never cried again. She never spoke. She sat exactly where Melissa put her hands folded, eyes down. That's not a calm toddler. That's a scared one. Over the next few days, I started noticing things. Small things at first. Fingerprints pressed into the nursery wall at toddler height, scratch marks near the baseboard, a stash of pacifiers hidden in a drawer with the tips cut off, not chewed cut. Cabinet locks installed backwards so Ava couldn't reach her own toys. None of it screamed abuse on its own, but together it painted a picture that made my stomach turn. When I finally called child services, my hands shaking so badly I almost dropped the phone. They listened politely, sympathetically, then said the words I was afraid of. Without physical harm, it's very difficult. I hung up, feeling smaller than ever. The breaking point came on a Thursday afternoon. Ava was alone with me for a couple of hours while Melissa ran errands. The house felt lighter without her. I sat on the floor with some blocks and started building, not forcing Ava to join, just talking softly. I knocked a tower down on purpose and laughed. Ava watched. Then, slowly, she stepped closer. When she finally pushed a block and it fell, she laughed. A real laugh. Tiny, surprised, like she didn't know she was allowed to feel joy. I almost cried. That sound stayed with me, burned into my chest. Melissa came back early. Later that day, I heard Ava scream, not a whimper, a scream of pain. I ran upstairs and saw red marks on her arm, finger-shaped, undeniable. I said quietly, "That's not from a fall." Melissa's eyes went cold. She spun a story so smooth it was terrifying. Ava fell. She grabbed her to stop it. Mrs. Whitmore believed her instantly. "I've known Melissa for years," she said. "You've been here 3 days. And just like that, I was dismissed. Not fired, not punished, just erased. That night, I sat at my kitchen table and made a decision that could have ruined me. I emailed Mr. Whitmore. I attached everything. Photos, dates, notes. I didn't sleep. He called me the next morning, voice tight, asking me to tell him everything. He said he was flying home immediately. Go to work like nothing's changed, he told me. Don't let her know. The final confrontation happened before he even landed. Melissa lost control. I walked in on her screaming at Ava, telling her nobody wanted her, that her parents didn't care. My phone was already recording. When Melissa saw it, her confidence cracked. You'll regret this, she hissed. People like you always do. She stormed out that day, bags and hand threats trailing behind her. When Mr. Whitmore arrived, everything exploded. The truth couldn't be ignored anymore. Investigations followed. Charges. Apologies that came too late. Ava changed. She laughed freely, hugged without fear, spoke without hesitation. The house felt different. Alive. As for me, I didn't become rich or famous. I didn't win a lawsuit. I just went home knowing I hadn't stayed silent, and that mattered. Here's what I want to know. What would you have done? Stayed quiet and kept the paycheck, or spoken up and risked everything? Drop your thoughts below, because stories like this aren't just entertainment, they're mirrors. And sometimes they ask us who we really are.